Well, for more we turn to Riccardo Dugulin, senior analyst for Drum Cusack, the risk consultants. Thank you for speaking with us here on France 24 from Brussels.
Well, thank you for having me.
What are you expecting to learn from this trial?
Well, this trial will be instrumental in understanding the links between Mohamed Merah and his potential accomplices, because since the beginning he was described as a lone wolf, and we see nowadays that multiple times terrorists are defined at the beginning as lone wolves, but then we see during the investigation that in fact they received some kind of ideological training as well as material support and financial support from a wider cell, either within their own region or in the wider region in France or within Europe. So this style is important on one side to understand what Mohamed Merah received from his accomplices, and as well as to give a better idea of how radical Islamist cells functions throughout France.
Yeah, he starts out as a petty criminal and makes a trip to Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's something that we have gone accustomed in seeing. So the link between criminal activity and then the passage to the act of terrorism is something that is a growing concern in Europe, in France and Belgium especially. We see that criminal groups with ties to other countries, so North African countries and Middle Eastern countries, and with operations in the trade of narcotics and weapons, have developed partnerships with radical Islamist militants in France. This is to control the territory and to increase their legitimacy in the territory. And so that's something that is definitely worth looking into for these kind of attacks.
Yeah, and there were security lapses, and Riccardo Dugulin, French newspaper Le Monde, saying this could be the trial of the way French intelligence worked at the time. It's been reformed a lot since. What are the lessons learned?
Well, the lessons learned are mainly to target radical Islamist cells before they pass to the act. So like in the radicalization phase, in the ideological phase. This is something that the new reform that will be implemented before November this year will look into. So specifically to target radical Islamist cells and preachers preaching and inciting hate in France. So that's one aspect of it. And as well, the second aspect is that what we said at the beginning of this talk that we're having is of targeting the wider network. So not only the person who may try to pass into action, so to start the attack, but as well all the recruiters and accomplices linked to the network. So that's the lesson learned since Mohamed Merah. But a lot has still to be done, and the attack of Marseille shows how still failures within the way we approach these issues are still costing lives.
Drum Cusack's Riccardo Dugulin, many thanks for joining us there from Brussels.